Kolchak.
Perry Reed, and this is Jane McManus.
She's the senior crime
I've
reporter.
been here 4 years.
The two of you are expected to get along.
This is where Kolchak killed his wife. Of course, that's not his story.
These strange deaths, like pieces in a puzzle I'm trying to put together.
The public has a right to know.
These are things I need to find out for myself.
Fear has its own physiology, primal responses to threat. The quickened heart, the sweaty palm, the panic that chokes in the throat, making time seem to stand still. We're born with these instincts to flee danger from the world outside us, to survive. But there's no place to run when the dangers come not from outside us,
But from ourselves.
Hey.
That's enough. What are you doing? Let her go. No, we're not finished. Then let her go. Not yet.
She's not ready.
Get her. Look who's here.
Good morning.
Don't tell me, Carl. Let me guess why you're here.
Be my guest.
Early this morning, a vagrant found the body of Liza Valente, age 20, a UC honors student. According to the coroner, she showed signs of drowning.
Ballooned lungs, foam in the airways, conjunctival hemorrhage.
Only there was no water found in her lungs. A woman mysteriously drowned, but not drowned.
Precisely.
Ever hear of dry drowning?
What is that?
It's when the larynx involuntarily seals up to prevent water from entering. It's rare, but it happens.
It explains how she could have drowned, but have no water in her lungs.
So she did drown.
Not necessarily.
So what you're gonna say is that there was no water in that bathroom. In fact, there was no running water in the entire house.
And you'll say that the police found a basin of spilled water in the next room.
Only her
May
body.
I continue?
Be my guest.
You'll say that they found bruises on her neck, consistent with the idea that she was held down in that basin.
But her body was discovered in the bathroom, not in the next room.
Doubtless, because she ran there before she succumbed, fleeing 3 men whose shoe prints were found throughout the house.
Couldn't have said it better myself.
So, setting aside why an honor student would be in this house, it's a simple case of homicide.
Yes.
Only it isn't.
What is that?
Here, here, and here. Now, someone's taken away the candles themselves, but there's wax. Black candle wax.
They're in a circle.
Suggestive of the black arts, occult rituals. You smell that?
Urine?
Incense. Someone was burning it here last night.
Is it satanic?
No, not necessarily. It's thousands of occult sects, some of them going back to pagan times.
No, hold on. First of all, we don't even know how long this candle wax has been here.
It's not brittle.
And there's no electricity in this house either. So burnt candles don't have to mean a cult. Why are you staring at me?
I'm not. I'm staring at the window.
Why?
There's some kind of oil in the glass.
What is it?
It's a symbol.
Drawn with anointing oil as a part of whatever went on here. Hey, Jane, get a picture.
Find something?
I think so. This.
3 horns.
Also known as the Horn Triskel or the Horns of Death.
Horns of death? For real?
Powerful occult symbol. The 3 horns represents 3 realms of existence, and for whoever leads the ceremony, the ability to raise supernatural forces from them.
Oh, man.
Let me see that.
So, you think that they raised some kind of supernatural force?
Not so fast. This book also says that the ritual involves the sacrifice of virgin dwarfs. Did that happen last night as well?
Look, all I'm saying is it has something to do with what killed her.
Not what. Who?
Liza loved learning. She made even the hardest things seem simple. I'm an English major. Liza studied astrophysics. I could never really understand how she wrapped her mind around all that math. Electromagnetism, quantum mechanics, atomic and molecular physics.
Oh, you're a reporter.
Carl Kolchak with the Beacon.
Wow. Devin Harvey, UC Standard. It's the school paper, so.
Trying to appreciate every inch of their beauty. It made her feel alive.
Yeah. All right, let me get you caught up. That's Jack Mercer, the dead girl's boyfriend. I gathered that. Oh, reporter.
It came so natural.
You know, I might like a job
Still,
at the Beacon.
Liza told me that astrophysics...
Now?
No, not now. Come on. I gotta graduate first. Graduate. Then maybe I'll work at the Beacon for a while, pay my dues, and move on to a better paper like the Times.
Good move.
Looking out over this crowd
Yeah.
now, I see how many lives she touched. We'll never forget you, Liza.
It's real touching, isn't it?
Yeah.
Are you kidding?
No.
Yeah, it's sad.
Good evening, everybody. We're all here to honor the memory of Liza Valenti. Intellectual,
Hey, you want a tip?
a vigorous young woman.
Ask Jack about how Liza died.
Graced our campus
About how ironic it is.
What are you talking about?
Just remember, I want a job.
for 3 short years. Feats of her accomplishments would lead most of us to believe that she was here for a lifetime.
Jack. Jack Mercer? Hi, I'm Perry Reed, and this is Carl Kolchak. We're with the Beacon. We were hoping to ask you a few questions.
I really don't have anything to say.
We understand that this is a very difficult time for you right now.
You were Eliza's boyfriend. Did you see her the night she died?
No, I was working late with Professor Carr.
I am so proud to see all of you here.
Then you don't know what Liza was doing in that neighborhood, or who else might have been with her?
I wish I knew.
I was told I should ask you about how Liza died. The irony of it.
Who told you that? She was afraid of drowning. For her to die that way, I have to go.
Jack, just one more thing. You know what that is?
What's that?
It was painted with oil on the window of the house where Liza died.
Hey, we gotta roll.
You seem nervous,
Think he's involved?
don't you?
Reporters, Jack? What the hell are you thinking?
Would have been more suspicious if I didn't talk to them.
We're being watched to see how we deal with the situation.
Situation? Is that what Liza is now?
Of course not. But you took a vow to me and to the group.
Doesn't it seem strange that we were trying to scare her with the water and then she ended up really drowning?
None of us even knew that till we heard the news this morning.
Yeah.
There's a lot at stake here, Jack. Our futures.
As masters of the universe.
If we don't stand together, we all fall. Remember that.
Are you sure your camera's not defective?
No, it's only on these half dozen photos, completely out of sequence. The others are clean.
Oh, look at that.
What?
That. It's the same in every photo.
I don't see it.
Enlarge it.
Face.
It's screaming.
Do you see it?
Not really.
Well, it's right there. Looks like it's, screaming.
Well, people see Lincoln's face in potato chips, too. I think it's just some sort of camera error.
Not as far as we can tell.
Well, I think I may have found something. Do you have any more photos of that oily window from back of the house?
Yeah, sure.
So, I kept thinking about how you connected the dots yesterday. And when I woke up today, it hit me. They're not horns. They're
Circles.
halos. I don't think this is an occult symbol. think it's a crest for the Three Society.
Three Society, what is that?
I've heard of it. It's a secret society, right?
Very exclusive, very old.
So-called because they only initiate 3 new members every year.
Said to be the school's best and brightest, only no one knows who they are or anything else about them for that matter because it's, well...
Secret?
Exactly.
Okay, but there were 4 people at that house the night Liza died.
3 initiates and a senior member to supervise. Makes 4 total.
So you're saying the ritual was...
Poke 'em. They burn candles, they chant. It's their tradition, probably. As is the idea of Liza having to face her worst fear.
Why would they do that?
To build trust. So you share your worst fear with the group, and then you let them help you face it.
So what, this was just some super secret fraternity hazing gone wrong?
Well, if I'm right, Liza's death was probably just a terrible accident.
I'm wondering
What?
how you knew about the crest for the secret society.
I can't say.
You can't say?
No.
You can't say.
No.
You were in a secret society, weren't you?
I told you, Kolchak. I can't say.
Was it the Three Society?
I went to Stanford. These societies are usually exclusive to one school, okay?
So you were in another one.
I can't tell you.
Well, then you were. Fine. But why, hypothetically, would you join a group like that?
And why not?
Because they're elitists. They're cliques for a bunch of snobs who trade on their connections to get ahead.
No, they're not. They're about friendship.
Friendship.
Yes, friendship. You forge a close bond with a small group of people, and then you swear your allegiance to them forever.
So, you're still a member?
Kolchak?
Come on.
No.
I only want...
Zip it.
Okay. Professor Carr. Carl Kolchak, Perry Reed, the LA Beacon.
I'm very sorry, but I'm late for an appointment.
We'll walk with you.
Professor Carr, how well did you know Jack Mercer?
I'm his faculty advisor.
You were also his alibi the night Liza died.
He hardly needs one. Jack's one of the finest students at the school.
So what were you two doing that night?
We were designing a study program to incorporate the fellowship Jack was just awarded.
And you were Liza Valenti's faculty advisor, too?
Yes, I was.
Professor, have you ever heard of something called the Three Society?
I've heard whispers about members here like everyone else.
Ever hear whispers about Liza being initiated the night she died? The night Jack said he was with you?
Where are you getting all this?
We can't tell him, can we?
No.
No. We told him we wouldn't.
Jack was with me the whole evening. Now, if you excuse me.
You think you rattled him?
I think I did.
Jack, you talked to those reporters?
Just once
You
before.
were sworn to forever deny any affiliation with this group. That means you don't talk to anyone! The rules of this society come before everything.
I didn't tell them anything.
He didn't, Professor. We told...
You didn't tell them you and Liza were initiates?
No.
Well, they know. Or at least they're acting like they do.
Maybe I should have told them. Maybe I should have told the police, too.
Do you know what you're saying?
He didn't mean it, Professor. We're just...
All I know is that I searched that house looking for Liza, just like you told us. And I didn't kill her.
You think I killed her?
Did you?
Jack. I won't even dignify that with a response.
She told me, you know, that you tried to sleep with her, but she turned you down. And when you wouldn't take no for an answer, she threatened to go to the administration.
Come on, Jack.
No, it would have jeopardized your tenure if she had told them.
Whatever our differences, our vow binds us together forever. You break that vow, and you'll lose everything you've ever worked for. The society will make sure of that.
Want to tell me why we're sneaking into the morgue?
Because I want answers about what killed Professor Carr.
The coroner hasn't released the autopsy results yet.
We're not waiting for the coroner.
Oh, we're not.
I have a confidential source.
Another confidential source. This should be good.
Okay.
Please tell me your source is alive.
About time, man. You're killing me. Who's she?
Alex Nivey, Perry Reed. She works with me at the Beacon.
Nice. Can I talk to you? No, man. My deal is with you, not the damn Beacon.
Your deal?
My man. You said floor seats.
What?
They're floor adjacent.
What do you mean floor adjacent?
You've been bribing this man with tickets? Oh, wait. This is your source. What are you, like an orderly?
Pathology specialist.
Whatever. Call Jack.
Next time, floor seats.
Of course.
The remains of Professor Richard Carr pronounced dead at the scene at 2:47 p.m.
Whoa.
I can't even look.
Yeah, this is what you look like when every bone in your body breaks. A human squish toy.
Here's the thing. No one saw him fall, and he left no note.
He must have jumped right after we saw him.
Unless he didn't jump.
You think he was pushed?
Tell her what you told me on the phone.
Oh, the blood splatter at the scene. It was on a 27-foot radius.
So?
Well, the building I think he fell from. It's only 5 stories high.
And that kind of damage only occurs when a guy falls 50 stories, not 5.
According to you, an orderly.
A pathology specialist.
There's no building anywhere near 50 stories on my campus.
Exactly. Look, Liza, with no water in her lungs, dies of drowning, her greatest fear, right? Now Carr, with no tall buildings, dies from a high fall. And what if that was his greatest fear?
But I thought you agreed that this was about a secret society, not about raising some occult power.
Maybe it's both.
Excuse me, Perry Reed, right? Do you like basketball? What? It's the corpses, right?
Hey, working a big story?
Yes, I am. Hey, guys, what are you doing here?
We need your help.
Oh, really? Are you kidding?
Remember when you told me to ask Jack about how Liza died?
Yeah.
Well, you knew drowning was her worst fear.
Right.
And now Professor Carr dies from a fall, which we're guessing was his worst fear.
Yeah. Yeah, that's right. Someone's got to be behind it. And you think it's me?
How did you know drowning was her worst fear, Devin?
Jack and I used to be friends.
Used to be. What happened?
Jack made it into the 3 Society, and I didn't.
You tried to get into the 3 Society.
I approached Professor Carr about it, but then he acted like it didn't even exist.
So, he tapped Liza and Jack instead, and you got revenge.
Me? No. 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 It was Craig Boyer.
Craig Boyer?
Yeah. Jack's new buddy. The guy who showed up with that big bruise on his face the day after Liza died.
Why would you say he did it?
You didn't hear? Huh. Well, you guys were supposed to be the professionals, you know.
Hear what?
Craig was arrested. Drug possession and suspicion of murder. The toxicology report on Liza found that she had a very powerful homemade psychedelic drug in her system.
They think Craig gave it to her?
He's a chem major. Apparently he made it from chemicals he stole from the lab. Ones that later matched those found in Liza's body. At least that's the story I'm writing. It's too bad you guys didn't get there first. Because, you know, then we could work on the story together or something.
I just got off the phone with the coroner's office. They won't have the toxicology report on Professor Carr till tomorrow.
Can't believe it.
What, that we got scooped by that pipsqueak?
Yeah, that too. But I was talking about the idea that Craig's drugs kill Liza or the professor.
It makes some kind of sense, doesn't it?
Not if the drug was intended to be ceremonial, an entheogen.
What?
A hallucinogenic drug used in a ritualistic context to heighten the experience.
So maybe Craig didn't intend to kill them. Maybe it was just an accident.
Hey, you guys gotta check this out. Okay, these are pictures of Craig Boyer on the way to his booking.
Come on, Jane, not again.
Just wait. Look at that.
Can you mask out the image behind it?
It's a boy.
The question, Tony, is why does this image keep appearing?
Couldn't it be a corrupted file or a double exposure of some kind?
But I changed the CCD after the first pictures.
Okay, whatever. We've got the story.
Drugs.
Craig was cooking him. Liza had him in her system when she died, and the tox screen will show Professor Carr had him too.
Look, even if he did, drugs don't explain the damage to this man's body.
Maybe they do. Can I be you again? Ever hear of mind over matter?
You mean ESP? Psychokinesis?
Actually, I was talking about something a little more tangible.
Really? That's so unlike you, Carl.
There are documented cases of people going into self-induced trances, causing serious mental injury to themselves.
Like stigmata, spontaneously bleeding on religious zealots?
Exactly.
So what, you're saying that Liza and the professor, they imagined their deaths?
The drugs Craig made are a powerful hallucinogen. Could have heightened the effect of falling off a building.
No pun intended. Heightened.
Yeah, I suppose it could have. But you still can't explain that.
And neither can you.
Why'd you ask me down here, Craig? I tell you, I'm not gonna take the fall for you.
For me?
They're not just talking about drug charges, Jack. They're talking about murder.
You made the drugs, Craig, not me.
You know the drugs had nothing to do with this.
You think I killed Liza? I've thought it the whole time.
When Professor Carr died, I knew I was right.
Then why don't you say something?
Because I was your friend, Jack. Because that was the whole point of the society. We were supposed to look out for each other.
I just can't do it anymore.
What are you talking about?
Cutting a deal.
To tell them what?
The truth of what happened that night. How you really felt about Professor Carr and Liza.
Suddenly the truth's important to you?
We're talking about my future here, Jack. I might be in jail right now, but I am not going to prison. Not for you, not for anybody. You're on your own.
Guard!
Anything?
Nothing that makes sense.
You know, years ago in Chicago, my editor sent me out to do some legwork on this very important story, murder of a union boss. I was just off the copy desk, so this is a big deal for me, and I was nervous as hell, but I'm knocking on doors, and I'm stopping guys at the dock asking questions, and this one longshoreman tells me he'll spill. Off the record. He fills my notebook. I ended up writing things down on cardboard boxes.
What did he say?
That everybody knows it was goons from the shipping company, but they're all too afraid to talk. Busted the story wide open. I think I'm sitting on a Pulitzer.
So, what happened?
I write the story. My hands are shaking on the keys. I'm so excited. And 2 hours before we go to print, the cops make an arrest. You know who they bag? My source. The longshoreman. Truth was standing right in front of me the whole time. But I was so convinced I knew what that story was, I got lost. Start with certainties, and you will end up with doubt. Where does your story start, girl?
You hear about Craig Boyer?
Crushed mysteriously in his cell?
Yeah. And that's not all. Coroner's report. Professor Carr didn't have the drugs in his system.
So the drugs don't explain these deaths.
No. What are we missing?
Look, I went back to the beginning, to where this story started.
Liza's death?
Remember what you said? The Society's initiation is the same every year, right? And the occult stuff is just hokum. Nothing ever happens.
Right.
So what was different this time? That house.
Who are you calling?
Devin.
For what?
To see if he can get his old friend Jack to meet us back at the house. Where it all started.
I'm here. What's this about?
Saving your life, we hope.
What's your worst fear, Jack?
Just tell me how they died, okay?
Do you know why the Three Society chose this house for its initiation ritual this year?
I'll bet you're going to tell me.
Because it had a history. But a history far worse than they knew.
This place made headlines in the Beacon 11 years ago.
Why are you showing me this?
Because I believe your life is in danger. From the same thing that killed Liza, Craig, and Professor Carr.
What is it?
It's what the four of you unleashed that night without even knowing it. In 1994, Charles Dunmore moved his wife and 3 children down from Barstow after getting a job at the old Figueroa brickyard. Poor neighborhood, but a big house. Dunmore sunk everything he had into it.
Why can't you be the mean one every once in a while? I
can be.
But you never are. Look,
Not 2 months later, the brickyard shut down. And so did Dunmore. A co-worker would later say Dunmore told him he'd rather see his family dead than out on the street. Is it any wonder pride is a sin? He started with his daughter. She never stood a chance. His 10-year-old son woke upon hearing his sister scream. The boy grabbed his little brother and ran. Frantic, they listened as their father went on to kill their mother. The boy was brave, keeping his little brother quiet, not knowing if any second their father would find them. They dared not breathe. Knowing he would find them, knowing they would be next. And then, he gave up. The weight of what he'd done must have taken hold. The boy opened the cupboard, thinking he'd saved his little brother.
We're going.
Only then discovering the terrible truth. But he was too late. He was dead from fear.
So you think that's the face in the photo?
Dunmore's youngest son. Literally scared to death.
What's any of this have to do with all that's been happening?
Ancient folklore says that in those rare instances when someone dies of fear,
the terrible fear that killed him stays behind.
Like the ghost of an emotion.
This is what you wanted to tell me?
The ghost of that little boy's fear. I think you raised it.
Do you think it attached itself to us?
This image only appeared in pictures that included Craig, Professor Carr, or you.
You believe this?
Look, I don't know about ghosts, okay? But I do know that the mind is very powerful, Jack, and it may only matter that you believe it.
You're crazy.
I'm trying to help you, Jack.
Just stay away from me. All of you.
I know. The point is, I shouldn't have
Why
allowed
do I always have to be the mean one? Why can't you be the mean one every once in a while?
it. Be?
But you never are. Look,
Hey, guys.
What is it?
Well, these handprints. You think these are Dunmore's kids?
Why?
Well, there's 3 of them. The names are kept out of the papers, right? But look at these last 2. Gus and Jack.
Jack. Oh my God. Jack was adopted.
Jack Dunmore grew up to be Jack Mercer.
That's why they chose this house for the initiation.
Returning to this house was Jack's greatest fear.
Well, why wouldn't he tell us? Where are you going? What?
It's over. It's over. It's okay, Jack. He's not here. He never was. Fueled by memory, fear takes form, becoming a thing that lives long after death. Residing not just in our hearts, but in the hidden bonds between us. Fear so powerful cannot be escaped, but it can be